Need some fast, cheap, reliable MUT coins? Go to MMOXP.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 5% off your order. Link in the description below. Welcome back, YouTubers and Madden fans. This is Madden Money Shot, sniffing out the Madden cheese as always. Got some plays for you today out of the Panthers defensive book. The only ebook I put out so far this year was with the Patriots defense. To me, that's as good as it gets. That's definitely my go-to book. But if I were to have a book that I like to mix in every once in a while, I would say the Panthers would be right up there as one of the better playbooks. And mostly because I like defensive books that have a mix of 4-3 and 3-4. But they also have a 5-2, which is somewhat of a rare formation and a really good formation at that. And if I were to do a second defensive book, I'm probably going to touch up the Patriots and do the Lions. Because a lot of people like the Lions, but I think that the Panthers would be right up there as an option. So if you want to see me do another defensive book, let me know in the comments section. Hit the like button. If you have a defensive book you'd like to suggest, let me know in the comments section as well. But other than that, I'm going to show you what I think is probably one of the better run and pass defenses. I'm going to market this as a really great run defense, but it also has really good pass defense capabilities. Two plays really, two plays in a scheme that you probably saw me using in my my gameplay videos. If you watched my gameplay videos last year, I was really heavy into the 4-3 wide 9. Other than that, the two plays are right in front of you. It's the outside safety blitz and the cover 2 invert. So what I typically would do is I would just make sure that I have them both. Like right there, I have a regular cover 2. I have the fire man. I want to get rid of that and just put the outside safety blitz. And then instead of the Tampa 2, I would just switch it up and put the cover 2 invert. You know what I mean? So I basically swap, apples for apples, oranges for oranges. They're basically the same idea, but I basically get the ones that I want. So I'll pick those two plays. They set up exactly the same, so your opponent's never really going to know what they're looking at. Before I start the video, though, I just want to thank my new sponsors at MMOXP.com. If you guys are looking to buy some coins for your MUT team, you can do that there, and you can support me by supporting them and buying your coins through them. And make sure to use discount code MONEYSHOT so they know that you came from my site, from my channel. Other than that, let's get into the video. So right off the bat, I mean, you can see how the safeties come down. They're typically in hard flats, which I kind of like. The only thing that I really might change is I could probably put Kuechly here into a middle third. That'd really be my option if I'm not going to use him. If I'm going to use him, then I could pretty much just take him and I'll use that myself. But if I'm not going to use him, like right here, I'm not going to. I typically want to take one of these defensive ends and move them in as close as possible. I don't know why, but for some reason I think this helps to get pressure. I'm not going to say that it does for sure, but from time to time I notice that it really does. So it doesn't really, that's not going to help me out on the run defensive side, but if I'm going to run the cover 2 version, it's pretty much going to be trying to stop the pass anyway. So that's pretty much, this is pretty much the pass defense variety. But like I said, I'm trying to market this as a run defense, so we would go ahead and we would switch over to that. I would be switching back and forth between these two plays pretty much the entire game, like I said, to the point where my opponent's never really going to know whether it's going to be the blitz or the cover 2, which, like I said, even if I run the cover 2, I mean, the safeties are still really, they're still playing the run really well. Even if I come out in this cover 2 and I do the exact same setup, because they're in hard flats, they're going to hit these gaps really well. You know what I mean? Even if it's whether they're blitzing or not, as far as run defense goes, they're going to maintain that outside about as good as you could ask for. And then I also go ahead and I pinch my defensive line and spread my linebackers. So essentially this is going to be the look. You can see, like I said, I'm covering the middle here, so it's going to be my responsibility to make sure nothing gets deep this time. But like I said, if I want to kick it up a notch and try to get, like I said, right there, they try a little end around thing. The edge is going to be maintained, bottom line. Pretty much every time the edge, and you want to make your adjustments quickly as possible too, because for whatever reason EA decided that every time you make an adjustment the safeties reset, which is really stupid. So you might run into that issue where they're all the way back when the play starts. So make your adjustments as quick as possible. All I'm doing is pinching the defensive line, spreading the linebackers, and that's it. I could also, if I wanted to, I could go ahead and I could do like a QB contain, and that'll help with the pressure. Like I said, if it is a pass play. But this is pretty much all I'm going to do. And this, like I said, 9 times out of 10, I'm probably going to be taking Kuechly back to take away deep throws. And you can see, like I said, right there, we get the QB contain pressure. Because, like I said, it's a good pass defense too. I'm gonna market it as a run defense for the most part, but you can really get some good pressure. So, like I said, coverage sack. You know what I mean? The QB, you can see we get that edge. The QB contain is always going to be the best way to get pressure in Madden this year. But you can see everything's pretty much covered. I mean, we have these guys here. They're supposed to be, the hard flats really does a good job of taking away any throwing angles outside. because they're safeties. I mean, linebackers typically don't cover that well, but safeties really do. This guy right here might have had a bit of a lane, but you can see the cover 2 invert probably would have been right on top of that. And then I'm taking away the inside throw. So there's really nothing, there's not a lot of options for the quarterback. This guy over here, he's getting locked up. It's a really good defense to me. Cover 2 inverts for years have been one of the better defenses when it comes to pass coverage, and this is without a doubt one of the better ones to me. So essentially, I'm just going to flip in and out between the two. I don't want to stay in one for too long, and next thing my opponent realizes, okay, he's running a cover 2 a lot, or he's running a cover whatever a lot. So switching him in and out. If I do this one, though, I do probably want to bring him outside about as far as possible down to the line. But I'll just mix in the pressure play, and then I'll mix in the cover 2 play, and that'll pretty much be it. But you can see they come off the edge free, so any run plays are going to get stopped in the backfield. And ultimately, I'm not really using this like a wide 9. Once I do my pinch and once I do my spread and everything like that, it essentially looks just like a regular 4-4. But I have really good gap control. And what makes this defense special is because these safeties come outside and take care of everything. You know what I mean? Like, that's really where it's at. So that's pretty much the look. Like I said, this is pretty much I'm really just hoping that the safeties, they maintain the outside run, whether I do the cover 2 or whether I do the there you see everything's locked up, or whether I do the safety blitz. It's always going to be the same thing. So here we go once again. Now we have one of those, that 3 tight end set. I can maintain that. I'm going to use or bring this guy outside of that. Anytime I have the cover 2, it's a hard flat. I want to bring these guys down. Just have them control as much as I can outside. So if they run outside, it doesn't matter. There's not going to be anything there. So here we got an inside run. Like I said, there's nothing really there. The gaps inside are taken up. The space outside is taken up. This pretty much has contain all over the field. And like I said, I have my choice if I want to just keep these guys into a flat, or if I want to get ballsy and send them on a blitz, which, like I said, I will do quite often, as I picked the wrong one. So let's go ahead and let's pick the double safety blitz. Here they actually didn't drop back, which is nice. Typically they do. I could also try to QB contain these guys. I can bring them in if I have time. I can try to bring them in and get them on QB contains so that they'll get the pressure, which is typically a better option. But you don't always have time to set that up. So sometimes I'll just have them out there, and they'll still get pressure. You've seen already. So here we go. We get that QB contain blitz, and the running back was blocking. That was 6-on-6, but he still got in. I think it might have been 6-on-6. Might have been more. Let's go and let's watch that again. I saw at least, we have 5 linemen and the running back's blocking. And you can see this one guy, he still comes in free. I mean, right here, you see how it works out. I mean, that QB contain is just so glitchy this year. So there's 2-on-2, but for whatever reason, Jason Peters just lets the safety just walk right past, right in Carson Wentz's ear. So, like I said, really good pass defense and a really good run defense. Like I said, all I'm doing is pinching and spreading. That's all I'm doing. Right here, I mean, because it's a 3 tight end set, I could go ahead, I could kick that up a notch and do the blitz. I mean, that's typically a scenario where I would guess they're probably running. If you see 3 tight ends, they're probably running. And then in this scenario too, I don't want to necessarily get this outside contain look. I want to get them outside because I want them to get outside leverage. If I'm expecting run, bringing them into a contain is a bad idea. I mean, on this side, it's not bad because ultimately I just want them to maintain the edge. I want them to have the outside shoulder of the widest blocker. That's pretty much all I'm looking for if I'm expecting run. So here it actually was not a run. Still get the blitz though, or get the sack though, and I think that was 6-on-6 again. Like I said, I'm definitely to the point where I like to be aggressive. So here we go. Once again, we got 3 wide, a bunch set. So in this scenario, I'm just going to come out in the pass defense. So like I said, I'll bring this guy down. Just try to draw. I didn't mean to draw that guy off sides, but I'll just try to draw him as a blocker before I inevitably drop back. It was a run, didn't work out. He loses a couple yards. You can see how good this play is going to work. So a lot of times I'll pick which one I'm going for based off of down and distance. Like I said, right here we got 3 wide receivers. Like I said, I try to pull. A lot of times if I try to pull in one of these defensive ends, I find it helps to get pressure with the QB contain, but it's not proven. I can't say it's like a factual thing. You can see right there, that hard flat's going to take that away, obviously. But like I said, I'll go off of like 3 wide receivers. Here I can go. I'll just kick it up a notch, and we'll go with the double safety blitz because all the receivers are on one side. So I feel like I can probably user that. You know what I mean? Because I know where the receivers are going to be. So in this scenario, if I want to kick it up a notch, I can do that. And then I just know I have to take this guy over in that direction. I mean, I have to watch the running back because he's man to the running back. but ultimately that's not the look. So here we go once again. We get another run. He gets another yard or two tops. So here we go. Like I said, 2 tight ends set, tight to the line like this. I'm switching over to, typically I'm going to switch over to the blitz. Doesn't always dictate, but it can depend on down and distance, how aggressive I want to get. There's a lot of variables, but one of the easier ones to determine which one to use would probably be how many tight ends are on the field. I think that'd be one of the easier either ones to figure out. So here we go. We get a free runner once again. I actually almost messed that up. I switched over and tried to use him. So that's it. That's the vid. I think I proved my point. I don't want to go too deep into this. If you guys want to see more defensive plays, do me a favor with the like button. I'll do that next. Other than that, thanks for watching, man. Money Shot out. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.